we're going to reap what we sow. It's a law of reciprocity. It's biblical. It's natural. It's we always say what goes around comes around. And then when somebody says, I think we've got the what goes around comes around situation happening to us, and somebody mocks you and say, oh, you're just superstitious. Now it's kind of like just, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's in the very laws of nature. It's already revealed in the Bible, and of course it shows up in the law of nature, just to confound you who can't figure out that what the Bible says is something we ought to be paying attention to. We've got ultimately an accountability. Yes, I say, Darwin would say that anybody who does not believe in a divine judgment, justice, retribution, or reward is merely subject to their whatever impulse and instinct might drive them on any given moment. Now, it's a very close quote. He used some of those words specifically. That's a perspective of somebody said we came from a dysfunctional amoeba. Or you've got goofy people like me, Christian extremists, who think we've been created in the image of God. And we've got an obligation to love God and love our neighbor as ourselves. That's with the kind of passion of loving our neighbor as ourselves. And to do those things which are necessary to save and to make things right for my neighbor. That's why I institute government as a mechanism to responsibly carry out my obligation to love my neighbor. Of course, that government can only do those things which are according to law, which are right. We don't have the authority to let a government protect a murder industry, to protect somebody stepping in without authority and taking their own life or the life of someone else. What is it that makes you do or think what you do or think? Is it anything like the person arguing for Jane Roe?
I do feel.
Or does it have some reference? My reference, of course, is a constitutional basis for this public of civic social discussion and this, pluralistic society, so to speak. But ultimately it comes down, I will even hold that accountable to a biblical perspective. And then, of course, a perspective of right versus wrong. I can't get to the third until I check the authority of the second reference. And for purposes of civic discussion, I don't even discuss it if it doesn't qualify in the first. Check us out at faithfreedoms.org. You can find out more about what we're doing anytime you want. On an address, type in davidalancarmichael.com, net or org. Find out more. Be a part of Liberty Works Radio Network. What are you waiting for? We've got work to do, folks. Of course, it's appointed once man then to die, then the judgment. We shall return.